April, Melanie and I launched the first ever Vietnamese Seniors Guide, the BC Seniors Guide translated into the Vietnamese language to make sure that Vietnamese seniors had access to services in BC. We were very proud of that. And then last April 25th, the huge number of Vietnamese Canadians came to Victoria and the legislature. My friend Duke Fat was out there, was part of the organizing effort. My friend Nghị, also part of that organizing effort, came to the legislature. The freedom flag of Vietnam flew over the Legislative Assembly of BC for the first time as a result of the efforts of Premier John Horgan, and we recognize the journey to freedom together that day. The injustice that had occurred in the past and the success of Vietnamese Canadians in British Columbia. I'm very proud of these actions that we've done together as a community. I want to thank you and wish you a very, very happy New Year. To recognize that Vietnamese culture has lasted for thousands of years, and we need in the present to recognize that even the short period, for example, since 1975, is a drop in the bucket of Vietnamese history. I want to thank all of you for having us. Have a wonderful New Year. I want to welcome Melanie to come forward to say a few words as well.
Thank you, Adrian. Now welcome our presentation, skills and training. In my language, I'm saying it is my honor to be here. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh people and their fight for their rights, and to ensure that we stand in these beautiful lands that we call home. It's my honor to be here as the MLA for Vancouver Mount Pleasant. I'm the minister responsible for higher education, so I want to encourage all of you to encourage your young people to go to college and university. We're really relying on you to become doctors and nurses, and mechanics and hairdressers and professional cooks. We really need it all. I want to acknowledge the cooks that are here today, all the beautiful, wonderful food that is in that room. I want to thank the organizers. I want to thank the organizers and all of the volunteers that have put your efforts together to celebrate our culture and our diversity and the importance of inclusion. So thank you for inviting me into your cultural event to celebrate our uniqueness and who we are and our fight for human rights and our fight for justice. So on behalf of Premier John Horgan, our government, thank you so much and enjoy your celebration, especially the future. Hala.
Now welcome Davies, MP, Vancouver, Kingsway.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here and to join all of you. And I want to thank, first of all, the Free Vietnamese Association of British Columbia for every year bringing us all together as we celebrate Lunar New Year with the Vietnamese Canadian community. I'm lucky enough to represent Vancouver Kingsway along with my colleague Jenny Kwan, who represents Vancouver East, but together we represent a big part of East Vancouver. And we are so lucky to have such a vibrant, strong community of Vietnamese Canadians here in East Vancouver, where we now host the monument to the boat people and Little Saigon, where the whole community gets to see the impact and the culture, the tradition, and the contributions of the Vietnamese Canadian community here. I'm also the health critic for the Federal Democratic Party, and I was fortunately enough in 2016 to go on a humanitarian mission to Vietnam, where we helped deliver malaria nets and we helped deliver technology to help with tuberculosis, just on a people-to-people basis. And my wife last year, who's a speech pathologist, went to Vietnam and was helping to repair cleft palate for children in Vietnam. And I have to say that it made us come back feeling so positive about the fantastic energy of the Vietnamese people and how important it is that Vietnam have democracy, have freedom, and have human rights. And here today, when we gather to celebrate New Year, we think about the future and we hope and pray for prosperity and happiness and health for our children and our families, but we also remember so that we can have the lives we have. So today, we come together and we celebrate, but we also dedicate ourselves to making sure that the freedom and human rights that we enjoy here in Canada are also experienced by the people who live in Vietnam and all over the world. So on behalf of the NDP leadership, Meet Singh, and I think all parties represented in the Parliament of Canada, I wish you all a very happy Lunar New Year. I wish you success, happiness, health, and prosperity in the year ahead. Trưởng, thank you.
Now welcome Jenny Kwan, MP Vancouver East.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me first acknowledge the First Peoples, the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Slave peoples for allowing us to live, to work, to gather in their unceded Coast Salish territories. Now, like all my colleagues here today, I too want to acknowledge and say thank you to the Vietnamese community, to all the organizers, to the volunteers, to the three gods that are sitting there, the god of happiness, the god of longevity, and the god of prosperity. You know, as we gather to celebrate the Lunar New Year, it is an occasion for us to remember our history, our families, our ancestors, to pay tribute to them, to thank them, to honor them, the fight that they have fought for, the sacrifices that they've made, and then of course for the future. I saw some little children running around because all those fights is about the future, it is about the generations of tomorrow. And one of the things about the Asian community that values more than anything else is each other, our family, and each other by extension, our community as well. So I am so very delighted and thankful for the contributions of the Vietnamese community, the lessons that you have taught us. You are a shining example for the refugee community, for Canadians today that are receiving newcomers, of what can happen and successes that you have made. And I am so very proud to be the NDP critic for immigration, refugee, and citizenship. The other thing that I want to acknowledge as well, as we continue to build in this multiculturalism, for us to share each other the invaluable history from our own historical background. That's what makes us so rich and so great in Canada, the multicultural fabric, that we come from everywhere across the globe, and no matter what our background and history is, we have something to contribute, and you have absolutely demonstrated that. So with that, friends, I want to say thank you for inviting me once again to participate with you in this important event, and then for other events in the community. Thank you for your ongoing contributions to our Canadian society. Thank you for the fight for human rights everywhere and for freedom for all people everywhere. And lastly, wishing you all a very happy Lunar New Year, Year of the Pig. Wishing you happiness for your family. Joe Lamboy.
Now welcome Boyle, Vancouver East.
Thank you, and Happy New Year. I know many people travel in from other cities to be here for this festival, and what a joy that we get to have you in Vancouver and celebrate this New Year's and rich culture together. The city of Vancouver is strengthened by the diversity that exists here, and so I want to echo the thank you of my colleagues to the organizers of this event, and to all of the ways that each of you enrich our communities and contribute to the lives of the city and our surrounding region. We are all better for that leadership and for your presence. So thank you for that. We have a lot of work to continue doing together in Vancouver to make sure that this is a city for all of us and where we can live with our seniors and our young people all together, where we can afford to stay and grow as a community together. So thank you for the work that you're doing to make that continue, and Happy New Year.
Thank you all of us today. Và tất cả quý vị đại diện cho chính quyền đều quan tâm tới nhân quyền, dân chủ và tự do cho Việt Nam. Có lẽ chúng ta cùng nhau hô một khẩu hiệu. Khi tôi nói freedom thì các quý vị trả lời chữ for Việt Nam. Khi tôi nói freedom, quý vị trả lời for Việt Nam. Freedom! Freedom! Democracy! Thành Nghị